What is God?
Oh God.
Like when I say like that godly part inside of you, spirit, the light, potential. What is God? You can see that we give it a lot of names, there are more wars all over the world about that kind of word going on and have been and will be. Because we interpret it in our own way and we see it as something that should be perfect. And when everybody has a different opinion about being perfect, then we have already a kind of problem there. Yeah? So what is God? When you look at yourself and you can actually apply the word God to yourself, what would you say then about yourself?
That it's very alien. It's an alien idea because we really are used to believing that we are not enough, not enough.
So you say actually like when we talk about God, we almost everyone is placing that outside of himself. You see it as some like perfect thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So then it's very hard to actually to identify with it or to see that it's a part of you.
Yes.
Because we make it so important and we make it so holy. Yeah.
Perfect.
And we can't find the holiness in ourselves most of the time because we know our ins and outs and we are most time like judging ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you read in the Bible also, it says like, hey, we're all made in the image of God. And now we actually separate from it. We separate from that image. We don't actually see ourselves anymore as that God.
Why not anymore? Was there a time when we did?
I think like before we became conscious of ego mind that we were actually in that kind of.
Okay, before the lifetime.
It's difficult to explain when we talk about like because we are all conscious in this world of being human. Yeah, and we forget that we also have this part that is spirit. Yeah, so we leave it out of our human lives, more or less. It's a dream, it's a hope, it's something that you have to deserve again. Yeah, but it's still part of us. It's like every baby that is born, you see God. You see and feel that unconditional love for this child. Or the trust and the surrender of this child, this little soul, to the parents that receive it. There is no way that it says like, am I at the right spot when you actually come into this world?
Yes. So what has changed?
Yeah, we're part of all. Yeah, and when we actually forget about that oneness, that all one, then we are in trouble with like what you said, like then I separate from that godly part. Difficult subject.
Very difficult subject. It is, but it is not. So how do we reconnect? How do we?
We all go through this human life, and so as a child, you can't actually expect that you find your godly part. You learn about conditioning. You learn about like being in this world, the circumstances that are there provided for you, being in a certain family, certain country, culture. But it means that we may develop, yeah. and finding back that kind of awareness about like, hey, there's also another part inside of me, that part in the potential that can be aligned with like that godly part.
See, that also can be called spiritual growth.
Yeah. But spirit doesn't grow.
We grow again.
we become aware that there is spirit, and like you can say, like, how do I explain that? It's like put spirit in darkness, not knowing. Yeah, put it in darkness, and the more we become aware that we also are spirit, we actually like take the layers of dust, this darkness from it. So, and then the identification with it becomes more and more, or we recognize more and more about ourselves. Yeah. So it's the spiritual growth is not about like I'm spiritual like that, and now it becomes this. Yeah. And now I am it totally. Yeah. It's always there, but we don't see it. We look into the darkness. Yeah. We have separated ourselves from that kind of light. Coming into this world, and so it's a development, but the newborn baby still actually resonates with that light. Every baby, what you see, yeah, and then it becomes conditioned, so it becomes darker in that energy, but it's still there.